Yeah, sorry, Mr. Patnaik, there some technical happened
Yeah,
now.
I think now it's clear.
Sorry, Shobaji, there was some technical glitch happened.
No problem at all. Oh, here. Oh, okay, here. I'm trying to move my camera, move a lot of things.
Yeah, I know. It should be high.
Sir, you can go ahead, sir. Now it's technical issue. Very good.
Yeah, we are waiting for Mr. Mani and, of course, Chinni.
There's somebody called Lakshmi as well. So that's
Lakshmi, she's one of our technical ones. She takes care of that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I told her to be on because they're young, smart girls. They're very, very smart,
I'm glad. Yes.
Just one more, waiting for Chinni.
Yeah. It is nice meeting all of you.
Yes.
And Mr. Mani again, very good friend of mine for almost a year now. He's again a doctor.
Is that right?
A scientist, very good.
I'm a professor.
Very nice.
And also he's the advisor to the DC Agricultural Department.
Very nice. Where are you based out of, Maniji?
In McAllen. It is in the southern part of Texas.
Oh, I see. So, all Texans, Republicans.
Yeah, this all Texas. This is a Texas mafia.
I'm the only red speckle in a blue state of Illinois, so it's okay.
I think the Suryaji, I think again that this program is live already.
Yes, it's already live. That's
and then the noise is coming. Are you on the speaker or?
No, I'm on the ear one, not on the speaker. Somebody on the speaker, I think.
Somebody is on the speaker.
I'm on a speaker. Should I change to
ear?
In,
I think so.
Can you see that the speaker is lower down or put this?
I'll go to the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Shobaji, if is there some that you can actually center your position?
Here.
To the screen.
There.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this.
Okay. Suryaji, meanwhile, see if you don't want to do it again. Can you pause the broadcast at least? I'm
really scared. Right? If I do something, I don't want again to get out.
Yeah.
No. Already I did. It happened, and I don't want to do that. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Fair enough, Chinni. No issue.
Shobaji, so okay, Maniji, can you actually put your cell phone?
I cannot hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Maniji.
Yeah.
It's clear.
Okay. Can you put your phone the other way?
Yeah. Yes.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you. This is great. Wow. Looks so vibrant. Awesome.
Not a vibrant. He looks a mature teenager.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, better than ever, huh? Better than ever. So, okay. Shobaji, you're from Illinois, Texas? I mean, Illinois, Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, Chicago area. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I'm just to kind of know. I'm going to just introduce you that as a cardiologist. Is that okay? Fair enough?
Sure.
Yeah. And are you involved in any other organizations or something, just for me to mention?
Well, right now there are many, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's actually.
I'm involved in a lot of causes, but organizations, many too. But
this time, pardon us because we're doing for the, as in a short time frame that we wanted to actually touch upon the topic that is going on right now. So let's actually see it because it's already live. Yeah. I don't want to talk more, on this thing.
Sure.
Okay, this is great. So, Dr. Patnaik, I'm going to be kind of focusing on more on this side. Namaste. Then we're going to start in a second. Just give me 1 second here, then we can start actually. All right. Okay. Good evening and good morning, everyone.
Good morning and
Thank
good
you for
morning.
joining. Thank you for joining Mass TV here. And Mass TV is one of the objective is actually to make the current trending topics, the current situations, actually bringing to the public in a clear manner, in a perspective manner, in a simple manner. And we have a distinguished guest this evening and this morning, whoever actually watching from India. And today that we're going to be talking about is one of those topics that is actually happening in not only one country, across the globe. And with that, we have a chief guest, Dr. Jagannath Patnaik, actually with us. Dr. Patnaik, it is an honor to be, to see you here. I know this is a very early morning in India, but you have made enough time for us to actually be with us and then share what you need to actually share what's actually going on right now in the world, in the global. And we also have one of the cardiologists and from Illinois, Dr. Shoba. Welcome to our Mass TV program, which actually we are bringing the clear information to the public. And we also have Dr. Skaria. I know he's always on the work. Dr. Skaria always wanted to be, but he says to me that he actually works, even now, he works 14 plus hours every day. No weekdays, no weekends. Welcome to the program, Dr. Skaria.
Thank you.
And we have the Surya Vidiyala, he's a motivational speaker and, philanthropist, and he's all over the globe. It's amazing to see Mr. Vidiyala. Thank you for joining us this evening here with us. And I'm going to touch upon one by one, Dr. Skaria and Dr. Shoba. Now let's actually see Dr. Patnaik here with us, right? Dr. Patnaik is a distinguished academician, an eminent author, and also a motivational speaker and spiritual mentor for years and years. Decades. So it is a great honor for us to have Dr. Patnaik with us and share his experience, his expertise, his vision on this evening's topic. Dr. Patnaik, thank you again.
Yeah.
Welcome to our program here. So this evening's topic is COVID-19. We all know about COVID-19 and how to handle this and when will it end. So we are very crisp on this topic, and we are very crisp on actually bringing this information to all our audience here and to the public. So Dr. Patnaik, when you kind of hear about these days, COVID-19 as no new at all, it's already become a normal. So if you were to hear COVID-19, what would that come to your mind to say something about it?
Thank you. And my greetings to all the Americans and Indians who are watching this show. We are talking about COVID-19 virus. This virus is always there since ages. Whether it is COVID-19, whether it is SARS, whether it is swine flu, and encephalitis, dengue, malaria, all these viruses are there, and people used to get ill. So what we are talking about, it is not the country India that we are having this COVID-19 virus. The entire world is suffering at one time with the same virus. This is what is the impact of fear at one time. So it is also, you can say, a kind of a virus bomb. But to me, it's not a virus bomb, it is a spiritual bomb. It gives us a lot of learning how to live with fear or how to live with death. See, today we are all know that this virus is killing so many people because of the informations what is shown in the TV or media is flooded. Everybody is watching the informations, and because of the information, it's the impact of fear in everybody's mind and body. Today we know that we are all here with many viruses, as I said you earlier. And virus is contagious. If you touch anybody or you go to near to a person, it is contagious. Even when there is a malaria, when there is a dengue, we are afraid of meeting them. So this virus is always there, and we are maintaining the distance. Today we have fever, we have cough, we have cold, and we know it goes to COVID-19. And this is what we are talking in the entire world with the informations in many media or in the TV channels. And people with this thinking, they get the fear, and that is called fear psychosis. Or you can say fear, a kind of a thing which is making your mind, your mind and immunity is getting down. What is your body? First, we should understand. Your body is there to receive everything as like a food. And your immune system has to accept this as food. If it is there, then your body is active, and there is no such virus. People die. We have heard many stories from the past. People die in illness or diseases. People die out of fear. People die out of different kind of diseases like cancer, heart attacks. So many diseases are coming, or accidents. So I will say one quote: work by its very nature is about violence to the spirit as well as to the body. It is about accidents. It is about ulcers. It is about kicking the dog around or fist fighting. So these are the daily humiliations of a human being. And today we have a daily humiliations of our mind and body because the informations are flooded. And because of that informations, we have impact of fear. And fear leads our immunity. Immunity systems depend on our mind. So if your mind and body, through meditations or through any kind of practices of, yoga, anything you do, and leave aside your informations from TV or media, I don't think any virus is going to kill us or going to enter us.
That's a beautiful.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing, Dr. Patnaik. You mentioned the spirit, body, and soul. That's a very unique perspective of looking at the situation here. If I really looking at on other angle, so Dr. Shoba, because you're a cardiologist and into the medical field, right? So if you were to say that, COVID-19, what is your perspective of actually looking at it?
Well, first of all, thank you, Dr. Patnaik, for bringing out so beautifully the importance of mind over body, because that's where it all starts. And in fact, there have been anecdotal reports of how the WBCs, the white blood cells taken, for blood transfusion, when you isolate them, people who are more positive and upbeat, the immunity, the protection from those actually are higher. Now, we have to do lots more research, but this is a very, it's a published anecdotal report on these things. So I'm a firm believer in holistic medicine, first of all. Having said that, and it's very important to keep our mind really calm and away from the fear psychosis, and then practice the social distancing and whatever precautions we have to take. Having said that, in Illinois, there's a big resurgence. There's only a very few ICU beds available for patients, and sometimes patients are being transported 70 miles to get an ICU bed. Our nurses are stretched. They're working so hard. The state, really the health department, everybody's working very hard. The number of lives lost has been high. It's a very tough, challenging period for patients, families, as well as healthcare providers. Because, I took care of somebody a month ago, and that was after a stent and everything, in great shape. We discharged him home, and he was going to start rehab. and then developed COVID and on breathing machine. So he's developed full flare up of COVID. So I see the hardcore medical aspect of it, and I'm really waiting for the vaccine. I'm hoping the vaccine will provide immunity, but it's not simple because immunity can wane, and then you'll have to give a booster dose as well. And then getting it all, first of all, Illinois has decided, I think from December onwards, we're going to roll out, and 100,000 vaccines would be there, Pfizer first, and then it's going to be the Moderna, hopefully. And front line healthcare workers and residents of long-term facilities will be given the vaccine. It's not mandatory.
Yeah.
So we are seeing the medical aspect of it, but important to keep your mind very, very clear.
Dr. Shoba, I mean, you've touched a really interesting point. Being in healthcare industry, so you kind of come around, with a spiritual, spirit and body and mind, right? It's amazing how you actually see these things are connected. And this is one of the reasons we wanted to, Mass TV wanted to bring these two angles together. How one can actually deal with the situations like COVID-19. There are so many situations, like, Dr. Patnaik mentioned, this is one of those many things, but this has become one of the big, huge things that we have to deal with it. So can we, see, this is what I say to, the people, what I talk to. Because of a COVID-19, are you dragging your life? Are you leading your life? So many, the kind of people or families say, oh, because of COVID-19, okay, let me actually, oh, because of COVID, let me. No, that means you're dragging. You're waiting to see that, okay, COVID-19 is going to disappear tomorrow. Then I'm going to resume my duties, my responsibilities, my actions back. No, we have to lead. Whatever it is right now today, we have to deal with some kind of a common sense, a general understanding, general knowledge, right? Otherwise, we won't be able to. This is amazing, Dr. Patnaik, that you kind of mentioned in a perspective of what it is. Whatever comes into you, you need to be kind of set down, look at the facts, see what it is, what can you do? So coming out as these things, now the point of a thing is for us is Mr. Vidiyala. So how you are seeing, what you are touch upon, across the globe, as a motivational speaker, or I know that you are all over the globe for youth, as a motivation. I know so many, individuals and families are look at you as a motivation, especially for youth. How are you seeing this COVID-19 really getting into the minds of how the youth is actually taking this in? Are they taking it easy? Are they taking it who cares? This is a kind of real program, right? We wanted to actually really see what are the youth are talking about, thinking about how actually going to deal with it. But please, in a short, please touch this topic, Suryaji.
Okay, it's a fantastic, Mr. Patnaik and Shobaji, even Chinni, you mentioned so well on the COVID and the mind over matter. That is a very special subject of mine. Always I believe in. First of all, it's in the mind. We should not have, oh, come on, there is a COVID and all. Okay, now the biggest thing, it affects from the fear. The moment the fear should not be there, let it be whatever it is. It can be COVID, it can be anything. But the moment you bring the fear, that will affect you. The number one thing, we should not have a fear at all at any cost. Even the COVID is there, let it be. No, whatever you have to do the precautionary, build up your immune system, increase your whatever your dosages, cleaning, maintaining the cleaning system and everything.
Suryaji.
Yes.
Suraj, if you wanted to kind of touch upon a youth, we would really love to hear from you. What is the youth thinking now? How is the youth? How are they taking it in?
Okay, now again the youth, what happened? The most of the fear they accumulate because of that they hear from the lot of whom they have an association with, and the lot of media. They keep on looking at those things, they create unnecessarily fear in them. And what happened, that fear, as Mr. Patnaik mentioned, that will affect your immune system, because
Yeah.
the mind, heart, soul, which is interlinked very much to it. But the moment you will say the overcome that fear, 100%, I am telling, nothing will happen. Even like I was talking to a lot of doctors in India, the 80% of the deaths are related to fear of COVID, not because of any medication or anything. Even
Beautiful.
like Baba Ramdev, he meant, how come it won't affect them? Or any yoga guru, I've never seen any yoga teacher and any yoga guru, it affect the COVID. How come? So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have fear. Very
That is
simple.
that is very well said, Mr. Vidiyala. Thanks for that insight into this. And now we all kind of say. I just wanted to touch upon the COVID situation right now, right? Even if you're talking about, in the United States, there is CDC guidelines. There are so many non-profit organizations. Everybody is doing on their own, on their part. Frontliners, first responders, and then all the communities, and as a global village. Now it has become a global village. But here is the thing that, right, if you kind of are talking about me, we actually separated two things here. In my family, we're four of us, we are 100% not going out. Okay, but how do we deal with this thing? We are leading. We're not dragging our lives. Okay, so how are we doing it? So we actually separated into two categories: needs, wants. This is really happening. This is really working for us. Needs and wants. We divided these two parts. What are our needs to lead our life, to lead whatever we are doing before COVID-19, after COVID, during COVID-19? What are your wants? So we are parking all our wants and only needs. Now, how do we actually get the needs? So we have the leverage. I mean, we have a technology software. Without going anywhere, with the help of a technology or internet, whatever you call it, you can actually get all these things, needs happening. Okay, there are exceptions. If you need to go to annual physicals, so you don't want to skip it, you want to go, right? So you need to take, that's one. And if you wanted to survive, to get something that you cannot order online, yes, you need to take it, go out and then do it. So we clearly defined. On my whole family, for there is no want since COVID-19, there is no want in our family. All wants are parked. Okay, that's what we are looking at, right? That's the thing you wanted to see it. But how can I survive? Okay, you want to go out, what do you do? So we actually 99%, I cannot say that 100%, right? We are taking 99% of the precautions of what we should do during this pandemic, during this COVID-19. So with that, Dr. Patnaik, if you were to ask, okay, how to handle the situation? Okay, we got the situation today. Nothing, it came overnight, right? But it is not going to go overnight. It is not going to go away overnight. It is a long journey. We don't know what it is, right? That's the next topic, right? But current situation, we have the situation, nothing can be done. Okay, how to handle this? In your, lines and thoughts and experience, Dr. Patnaik, can you please share with us?
See, we have seen the Vedic age and the modern age. During the Vedic age, the work culture was farming. And in the modern age, we have industries, we have IT farms, and we have so many business organizations. So what is happening in the Vedic age, we were maintaining the distance. A farmer is about 10 feet or 20 feet distance from another farmers. And there is the people living styles also were having the same social distancing. Also women used to have burqa. So all these things have lost our culture. And today, spiritually, if you see, it is a blessings in disguise that we are coming back to our same Vedic age. You can say Ram Rajya. And we are living through the Ravan Rajya or Rogini Dunya, whatever you can talk about. See, to avoid this kind of a pandemic, people were traveling from December to March. There were no such kind of diseases or COVID-19 to anybody. Suddenly, after March 25th, when the lockdown started, the diseases spread fast because there was no other things other than the fear. they showed us in the TV the first phase of the Chinese COVID-19, with so many people died and people are throwing the dead bodies like in the sea, and many people died. The rumors spread that so many people died. They kept in the sea, inside the sea. All these things happened. So that made everyone fear. And from March 25th onward, everybody became isolated, whether in home or those who became positive, they went to the hospital. People also to fear this COVID-19, that it will affect me. I have seen swine flu in Pune in India. When it came, this kind of a fear was there, but people were working. There was no kind of a lockdown. To me, this lockdown has made people the impact of fear, and that is because the immunity has gone down in every people minds and body, because our body is aged and our soul is powerful. If you keep your soul powerful, then you will have no COVID, and there is no end also to the COVID. Even the vaccine which our madam spoke about, Dr. Madam, vaccine is positivity. You have to build positivity in your immune system so that you can come out of this COVID-19, because we know these viruses will remain ever. It will not go. Even we are talking of the vaccine will help us. Many people have tried this vaccine and again they have COVID positive. So this is what we see as the mind weakness. So we have to build our positive strength in our mind and body. Then only our thinking process can bring positive informations than the negative informations of COVID.
That's
Today,
a beautiful.
we have no other information than COVID. How many people
Right.
are dying? How many people are affected? And those who go to COVID in isolation ward, they also think, what is happening? There are no families to see him. There are no doctors coming near to him, no nurses coming near to him. So we are losing love, compassion, and care in the hospital system or medical system, which is affecting the mind of the patient, and they are dying. It's not that they're dying out of COVID.
True.
They're dying out of love, affection. So this
It is a
what
nice,
my feelings.
yeah. It is a nice, I mean, in a way of saying and looking at the reality, Dr. Patnaik. It's definitely one thing that it is so unfortunate. See, what is the thing for the humanity? It's a huge challenge for the humanity. What is actually going on? Today we are here, tomorrow you don't know. And looking at the thing, people are actually, even if someone wanted to take care of you, it's so much they have to do for you. Can we do? How to handle this? And you nicely said one thing, Dr. Patnaik, you need to build strength in you. Dr. Skaria, I know you are a research scientist. I know you're leading a pretty intriguing, in the industry, in the agriculture industry, or how to handle I know you're going to say something. I don't want to reveal that. I don't want to say that. I want to hear from you how to handle this situation and we relate to matching with Dr. Patnaik. Let's hear about from Dr. Skaria.
Thank you very much. And thank you both speakers. It was very good pieces of information.
Oh, he'll be back.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, see, you have to wait. If it's something important, something interesting. Yeah. We all, and so it happens all the time. So, Dr. Shoba. So here, the situation is like, right? I mean, we have the situation. I mean, we're not talking about that. Everybody knows about it. People are actually getting bored. Everybody's talking COVID-19. Everybody's talking. Wherever you go, even if I talk over the phone, hey, how is it in your area? Well, it's the same thing. Whether you're in India, you're in Africa, US, or Illinois, or Texas, California, it's the same saga. That's why people got bored of it. But the important thing is, how are we handling it? And Dr. Shoba, this is what my point of view is. Everybody is thinking, everyone is thinking, each family is thinking, they are doing absolutely great. They are actually taking care of the absolute precautions. and they are being so safe, and they are being so, protective. But in reality, Dr. Shoba, when you're really looking at the statistics of the country, statistics of the world, the rates are increasing. Okay, so I really wanted to actually share, what do you, in your view, Dr. Shoba, why is the question? Why? We wanted to actually give on to the crisp, why is the question, and then how to handle. Dr. Shoba, please.
Sure. I think that's the crux of the matter right now. So glad to weigh in on that. And, they did talk about the second wave in winter. I think why, first of all, the number of COVID cases is surging is because there are people like you who just said you've really not been out anywhere. And from my part, I like to go to Venkateshwara temple here in Aurora. Beautiful. You should visit that, Patnaik ji, when you come here, and Surya ji and Chinni ji as well from Texas.
Yes.
I have not gone to visit Venkateshwara Swamiji for about 8 months. I mean, since the lockdown. However, I've kept myself really busy celebrating all our functions, Deepavali, Navratri. There's really no time. I mean, after you come back from work, to do all of this. First of all, that discipline needs to be there. Is it tough? Yes. But, do your duty, do your part. So there are a lot of people who have very prematurely broken that. And when you break that rule, don't have any fear or anything, but please do the curbside pickup rather than dine in. They found out that the bars are the highest places of transmission, and there was a lot of transmission. Now, this don't view on it as something very big lockdown thing. Take the fear away. We need to just stop this virus. So first of all, stop going to the beach. And I know people who are celebrating their birthday parties. There is a report of one family wedding reception became the super spreader event out in Maine. And many people got hospitalized, many deaths. We don't want that kind of thing going on, number one. So social distancing works, wear your masks, medically talking, definitely, wear good masks. Now we have those available. And please wash, get your alcohol, hand sanitizers, and please wash as many times as possible. That is going to be, the things that we could do. Why the social distancing was broken, and then what can we do to prevent it. Please, especially remember, there can be asymptomatic carriers. Then you can pass it on to somebody who's on a older age group, and that person can manifest. And the disease, because the immunity is lower, the disease has a different course in them. So please don't become the reason, for somebody healthy, asymptomatic, to spread it to somebody, and then they get the disease and they have a negative outcome. That would absolutely break everybody's heart. So it's very important that we stick to the rules.
Absolutely. This is a very well said. I'm going to come back to that point, Dr. Shoba, because we got Dr. Skaria is back. Dr. Skaria, are you ready to share the curious information to the whole public?
Yes, sir. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. I'm a trained virologist. That was my PhD thesis, looking at the synthesis of a spherical virus, how it happens in a plant system. So one of the things that I came to realize after COVID-19 was connecting with the plant system. In the plant body, there is no immune response. Like in the human body, in the human body, you have the antigen antibody reaction. So that antibody system is not in the plant. So what we do is make the plant a better defensive system by giving the right nutrition. So that part will control disease attacks. So that, along with Dr. Patnaik said, the positive thinking and positivity, that I feel that is something that will control or reduce the chances of infection. Or even if it is infected, there is possibilities to reduce the virus synthesis in it. But then one thing we all need to do is to learn to live with it, whether it is a human disease, plant disease, or an animal disease. We have to learn to live with it. It is going to be here forever.
I know.
And one thing I learned is this is a humbling experience for mankind.
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Even though this is a the whole world is facing with a pandemic situation, Dr. Skaria, you kind of nicely put that in a line. It looks like the whole panel, all of us and the whole globe agrees to that. You need to be strong. You need to lead what you have in front of us. I think it's amazing to see that. That means it starts with it. Yes, Dr. Vidiyala, Suryaji. I think you are on a mute, Suryaji. You are on a mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. I want to, 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, Suryaji.
Okay. Now, here I want to mention very important thing. Like me and Shoba, we were working for so hard on a Donald Trump campaign. And imagine sometimes thousands of people, even on the different campaigns all across the country, but everybody maintaining the discipline. And everybody so much enthusiastic without fear. They kept the goal is the Trump winning and what we have to do in the country. That is one of the greatest example. That is what I congratulate Shobaji always. They were giving so much of strength to everybody. There is no fear at all. Do what is right. And many times I emphasize on that. Fear, zero fear equal to high immune system.
Yeah, very well said, Suryaji. This is absolutely awesome. So this is what I know. The thing is, right? You need to actually build it. So okay, let me actually say one thing here before we go to the next part of the the topic this evening. What I kind of say is, we have the situation. We know this is a situation, and Dr. Skaria mentioned that. Okay, you need to build, and then Dr. Shoba mentioned that even there is a medicinal health situation. Again, you are coming back to the mind, and you need to be strong. That's amazing, to see that how these things are related. And Dr. Patnaik mentioned that from Vedas, he actually bring all the way to the back to the our history. How are we living? How are we leading our life? And how so I'm a like Suryaji mentioned, I am the youngest of all of you, so I like that he said I'm a teenager, absolutely. So here is the thing I'm seeing. We have the situation, but we okay, this is the question. Okay, I'm saying my opinion here, and you all need to kind of give me your opinions and what actually I'm seeing it. Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is a situation here. It's a COVID-19. It's a virus. And in order for this virus not to go in, affect you, there are very simple precautions. By following this simple, very simple precautions, you can deal with it. Like Dr. Skaria said, right? You have to deal with it. You build yourself, you deal with it. We can't fear. We cannot, skip your what you need to do in your life. It's not 1 day, 1 month, 1 week. It's been months. And we don't know how long it's going to be. So with the simple, what I'm saying is, if it's a virus, if we follow hygiene practices, pristine hygiene practices, is it a rocket science? Is it a complicated thing? What are we saying? All we are saying is, if you are actually going around and doing this, before you actually touch, only 3 things. Come on. I mean, see, this is my opinion. I'm not actually I'm not actually arguing or debating this thing. It's my way of looking at it. That is what we are actually leading our life. My family, all my relatives, all my friends who understands me. I'm not saying all my friends who understands what I'm actually doing. Okay, it's very simple. Is it a big challenge? I mean, touching nose before, just wash your hands or be hygiene. That's not a big deal. But here is my experiences. Initially, when actually this one was actually hitting a whole globe, it was a very difficult for me to, without touching my nose. Very difficult. Subconsciously, without you knowing, you touch your nose. But guess what? Religiously, I followed for 21 days. Very consciously. If my finger is going here, I remember, hey, don't touch it. You don't want to touch it. If you want to really touch it, wash your hands. So after 21 days, it's automatic for me now. I'm not touching it. I'm very conscious. So what my point of a thing is very easy. Wash your hands. Don't touch these three. Right? Very simple. If you follow, put that in your life of a daily practice, a magic would happen. Right? That's one thing. And it's personal. Then when you go out, right? We have to go out. We have to enjoy the nature. We have to feel like I know Dr. Shoba mentioned. It's you go to the temple, right? How do we miss that? How can we miss it? It's so religiously that we go to temples, churches, masjid, where we go to the religious places to pray, to get some peace, right? But how can we miss this thing? If we follow these guidelines, like Dr. Patnaik mentioned, what he mentioned, you maintain the distance religiously, consciously, then we all can go out and come back home safely. So this is my way of a thinking. And please, each and Dr. Patnaik, why don't we start with this thing? We can deal it. We can make it happen. We can lead it. The virus, not only this virus, any virus could, boom, run away from us, from humanity. Okay, Dr. Patnaik, please, I know I said enough. Please, please share your way of what you see.
See, as our scientist mentioned, virologist, that there is a plant physiology and the human physiology. So human physiology is source of our thought is food, or source of our body is food. Like for plant, the source of their body is water. And some kind of a fertilizers we put whenever they found a disease in the plant. So this is how we live with the plant physiology and human physiology. So if you make your human physiology better, we have to understand what are our food habits, what food we should take. People say you take fruits because it will give you more immune power. So that is what we are talking about, the immunity in the viruses. If your viruses immunity is very powerful in your body, it will never affect you. So everything is connected to your mind, because we say water the root and enjoy the fruit. Whenever you can water the root from your toe to bottom, your mind, you will be all right every time, because everything is within you. Like Shobhaji told about going to temple. When we go to temple, it's our mind. It's not the deity which we are watching them. We closed our eyes and we don't see anything. We see ourselves while closing, and we are praying. And when we are praying ourselves, and we get everything, whatever we desire. So mind is so powerful that even you feel that it can activate you anytime. So the only thing that be positives,
Yes,
makes you healthy with your thoughts, because depth of information is now overloaded in our mind. Every every young youth today, they are talking about corona and not coming to schools, colleges, even if the schools, colleges are open. So this is what happening now. The fear has already imbibed in our mind. Unless and otherwise, which we are talking of vaccine, whether you give water vaccine or false vaccine, whatever you give, the mind will come out of fear. Because recently I heard about the Haryana health minister was given a trial on third phase of the vaccine in his own body, and day before yesterday he is having COVID positive. So vaccine doesn't work, your mind works. So now we have to think about how we have to live with the fear, live with death, and we should work as a distance, like in the previous I talk about the Vedic age, that maintain distance, maintain the sanskars in ourselves, build our own cultures. Then you see everything will come to perfect end, not the COVID end.
Absolutely. That is amazing. Thank you, Dr. Patnaik. Actually, this is, by you kind of resonating the same, the thing coming back and going, right? This is absolutely, a beautiful thing that to share. But I can actually talk about that, once after we go around, and then what public is thinking. Okay, what public is thinking, because saying is easy, right? But let me actually, Dr. Skaria, what do you think about the one that I mentioned? What do you think about what I kind of thinking? It's so easy.
That's true. Very, very true. One thing I think, looking at my house, my wife is the key person, and we have 2 children, both are doctors, and I'm a scientist, but she's the one who is leading that cleanliness, the disinfection, washing, keeping the sanitizer in the car, and washing the steering wheel, removing the gloves when you get up. I mean, all those you have to learn that when to at least until we get the vaccine. So those steps, what you mentioned about not touching the nose and all of it. I mean, I'm a culprit. I scratch and I do things.
Dr. Skaria, it's not just you. I've seen it. I'm seeing it. Even there's so many the shows out there, right? Even in those 15-minute, 20-minute live shows, they cannot stop touching one of these.
Yes.
Are you talking about COVID-19, but you're still touching it? So yeah, absolutely. I just want to keep that reality. See, this is a reality situation. The mass TV wanted to bring the reality, challenge it, take it, move forward. Don't only say, okay, say, but do nothing. It's not going to go anywhere. We're going to be, damaging ourselves, damaging the humanity. It's just not about one person. It's not about one family. It's not about one group. It's not about one community. The whole humanity is affecting now. What are we doing it? Everyone thinks we are doing great. I am so safe. I am so protective. Then if that is the case, why the cases are increasing? I cannot see the answer. I don't know. So Dr. Shoba, please, you are in the both side of the world. And I know I'm actually, but you said one really nice one that, the beach example, if you're going out, it's not only you. It's not only you. Yeah. Please watch out. Please watch out. You're actually affecting the others. That's this is a double-edged sword. What are we dealing with today with the situation? Dr. Shoba, please go ahead.
And before that, I want to say one thing, Chinni, is very important. Okay. Now,
you may, Suraj, you may say, for 30 seconds.
It's a very, very important one. Okay. I'm 20 plus years I'm in the US. I've never taken the flu shots. Okay. Every year, doctor recommend me, you must take flu shot. Last week, I've been to doctor. She was forcing me and my wife, you take flu shots. We said no. My wife said, we are not taking flu shots.
No, you have Dr. Shoba. No, Dr. Shoba, you have one more thing to say what Suraj is talking about.
It's no fear at all. We said nothing will happen. As Chinni said, we maintain our cleaning system. As Mr. Mani said, wife are better than doctors. Make sure every cleanliness to maintain properly. Okay? That is without saying, but Mani said, even my wife is like that.
That is beautiful.
Shobaji, please, you continue.
That is beautiful.
No worries. Thank you for sharing that. Well, right now, I think you're isolated, and Suryaji is an exception, as we all know. His positivity factor is up the roof. That's different. But I will admit that I've taken the flu shot every single year of the last 20 years I've been here, because, we are right there in the front line. So, but yes, personal hygiene is so important. And this is where our Sanatan Dharma Sanskar has come to light. The way we say namaste, I mean, you might have all caught British Prince Charles saying it, and many other leaders and just normal folks are adopting it. So we should be really proud. And also our diet, a lot of vegetables, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, they're all helping build our immunity. So it's a very important thing to do. And also our haldi, our turmeric, honey, ginger, garlic. I think there is absolutely no comparison to those. I wish there will be very large scale randomized controlled trials really to see how it boosts our immunity, how our T cell function and IgG, antibody function. I really think this is the time, India can really rise up to the occasion. Our Ayurveda ministry can do it. And people who get, the neem leaf powder and everything, how is their immunity comparable to someone who didn't get it? So this should be a large-scale randomized controlled trial. I really think this is the time to do it, because I do believe in that. I have all kinds of herbs at home, and I do definitely take decoction with ginger, garlic, honey almost every day. So those are important. And I can't overemphasize, our prayers, our meditation, our mantras. We pray to Lord Dhanvantri to give us the good health. He's also the God of the physicians, So I pray that, I heal well. I'm a source or an instrument for healing others too. So many things come into play. And the important thing is to be grounded and say, how do we tackle this? How do we deal with this rather than getting panicky? And what you're saying, Chinni, sir, is so relevant, because we did a lot of telehealth initially in March and April. And most of the time it was blood pressures of 190. 180. The grandmoms were getting very anxious because they couldn't touch their grandchildren. And they couldn't take it. They couldn't bear that their daughters were dropping off their groceries at the door and they couldn't go close to them and hug them. These play a big role on our mind. So that's why you have to say, well, this is the reality. How am I going to get around it? So you say there's always light at the end of tunnel. Have hope. Humanity has seen this and much more. And we've all been, come through that. And there's a lot of hope. So I would say just stay strong, be positive, always pray for the entire world. And I think those are the big boosts, that we kind of surmount this virus thing. I think and it's unifying all countries of the world except China, I think. So, we are all exchanging little notes from different parts of the world, and we'll all do it together. So just hang in there, help each other as much as you can during these times. It is tough, and it's tough. Each one has got their own challenges. So I think develop your empathy, kindness, be thankful for every day, be grateful for all the truck drivers who deliver food so all of us can eat at home. I think they played a wonderful role. Medicines, whatever you want, it's available. I mean, who got it there? It's our truck drivers, So I have a lot of patients who are truck drivers. I can't thank them enough. I keep telling them, thank you for doing what you're doing. So farmers, so likewise, it's very positive when you have that gratitude. I think it makes you, really appreciate everything that's going on to keep you going. So
wow, what a list! This is amazing, Dr. Shoba. This is an absolute list. I think whoever wanted to actually kind of find out, I think they have to re-watch this video for humpty number of times. You actually touched upon a lot of things. Even I actually missed some of those items to actually raise it. I cannot remember now. I have to go back to the video and then read it. It's amazing. Yeah. So you especially kind of, you're pretty, coming from both sides of the world. This is amazing. This is amazing to have, and absolute, salute for all these frontliners. And, Dr. Shoba, this is amazing that the humanity needs, all of you. It is definitely a rich thing that our community has it. We can deal with it. We can definitely deal with it. So, Dr. Skaria, one of those things, Dr. Shoba mentioned, the, immune system, the kind of, she says, used all these, the various, Ayurvedic, the historically that what we've been actually following, right? Now, being a environmental friendly producer of a citrus, right in Texas. If you're really talking about citrus, I can only remember two places. Whether I get oranges from California or I get it from Florida. And occasionally I see that they are coming from Mexico, right? But who knows that the citrus is actually being producing right in Texas. So being that, having to have the research, of a 20 research and development of a 20 years plus, and you built your own innovative way of, producing the citrus environment friendly. And what Dr. Shoba mentioned is one of those things is boost your immune system, right? I'm going to touch upon other things. So now looking at this thing, having to have the whole world of a citrus family, that's what you're producing is, what is the kind of a citrus family that you think has the most, the prominent, the vitamin that actually helps us, the immune system? Please, have it for 60 seconds, Dr. Skaria.
Yes. Actually, the citrus family, most people think that when we talk about citrus is vitamin C, but it has vitamin C only the tip of the iceberg. In fact, I have written a blog article about it. It has a lot of that in the human body, and it's very vast number of nutraceuticals in different kinds, grapefruit, tangs, oranges, and all of it. It's not just vitamin C is only the, as I said, so the gooseberry, that's another one. So it is citrus, gooseberry, and all kinds of berries that comes with it, loaded with antioxidants that helps the immune system build up. So I think garlic. My wife makes a tale of all these ginger, you name it. I have a neem tree of my. We that one and that one fight. I mean, several cups in a day, and she keeps track of it.
Wow. Dr. Skaria, looks like, for me, it looks like, we need to go to be ending up with actually inviting you back again so that we can actually have a broad spectrum of a topic of a discussion. What is it, how to build it? What are the best things that are available? I know even me, I kind of spelled it out, right? Vitamin. People think vitamin C is one of the things that are to immune, but you kind of open up the whole world of what is the best thing that actually kind of gets you the system, right? Definitely, Dr. Shobaji, Dr. Skaria, definitely we wanted to actually bring you back and to talk about more about how it is. So now, Dr. Patnaik, here is the thing that what I'm kind of thinking, right? Saying is easy, right? And we all say, okay, be positive, be strong, and then boost it and do it. No jokes and real stuff. But what is the public thinking now? Okay, what is going to happen now for me if I'm being so good? What is going to happen to me? Be strong. What I do? It's reality. If I be okay, how long I need to be strong? See, these are the thing, right? So my analogy comes like this. Everybody needs to make money, right? Everybody wants to make money. But if a person, a human, an individual has loads and loads and loads and loads of money, nothing to worry about money, then look at that mindset of that human being. No worries. Because all our families, all our, the things every day and night, we worry nothing but survival. Even though we have loads of money, we still, okay, I need to do this thing. I need to do this thing. When you actually go beyond that, the concern or fear of a survival or something, then what is actually worrying you? You have loads and loads of money sitting in your backyard, right? Nothing. Then what is the psychology is, then that person automatically become a good person because he or she has nothing to worry. Right? So my analogy is coming back to this thing is when you have enough, you don't worry, you don't concern, you don't say anything. You automatically become a good person. You automatically wanted to give more to the community, more to the people, right? So similar way. So what people are thinking back is, okay, what actually if I become strong? What actually if I build my immune system? What is going to happen? Is a miracle is going to happen? You think the virus is going to run away from me? No. When you actually be rich on what you do, then you automatically getting this away. Because when you are rich and very conscious of washing hands, touching these 1 or 3, how come this one actually get into you? So that means You need to build strong, you need to follow strong, you need to take it strong, move forward. Then nothing will beat you. Dr. Patnaik is how actually we should actually, combine everything together. If not, people say, everybody say, be positive, be thing, I'm being very natural. I'm being very common. I'm being so, realistic. I don't want to kind of read the books and theory and then go for it. Hey, be positive, you will be okay. Come on, I cannot do that. I have to deal my life. I have a family. Me, because luckily, fortunately, I can do my business 100% by remote. Look at this, frontliners. Can they have to go to clinics. They have to go to hospital. And there are so many people, they have to go to a manufacturing kind of businesses. They cannot, see, that is another issue that is coming up. Probably we can cover that up in the next, our show. How are we dealing with this thing with all the people who are actually, suffering, losing jobs, not able to make money, not able to feed the family? And depression, mental disorder, all that stuff. But keeping that aside, Dr. Patnaik, I know we touched upon multiple things. Okay, when will it end? In 30 seconds, Dr. Patnaik.
See, as you said rightly, money comes and goes, morality comes and grows. So if you bring your own morality, your strength, then nothing will make you fear. Today we talk about economy. Today we talk about business. Today we talk about money. But what it has shown through this COVID, that money is nothing. You have to bring back your morality, your sanskars, how you have to live your life. That is what is taught us in these COVID lessons. Today we have virus of fear because of this. All the moneyed people have now become zero because it's a forced isolation now. Either you have to live at home and you cannot go to work or cannot make business. People are crying. When we talk about reformation, we put people in jail. What happens? They are put behind the bar. When they come back again, they do a crime. It's the same thing happening now. So let us have the freedom of our life, freedom of our own mind, body, and freedom of peace. Then only we can understand that we are all with this COVID-19 to live with, because we know doctors, nurses, paramedical staffs, the police, the paramilitary forces, all of them are working. And nobody is affected with COVID because they don't have fear. So we have to understand the mind, how we can avoid the fear and live our life peacefully, to think positive and to remain positive with our own strength and mind. This is what I can say in conclusion.
Awesome. Thank you. That means, okay, that's a nicely said, Dr. Patnaik. That means we have to lead it. That's it. Yeah. How can you say this is an end, right? This is absolutely awesome. So, Dr. Skaria, I know we're definitely going to have a more on the, the immune system boosting, the varieties of what it is. When do you think it's in your perspective that looking at the whole, what is actually happening, will there be an end, or do we have to lead with it? Or I'm going to keep that vaccine thing to Dr. Shoba. Please don't touch that vaccines topic, huh? Dr. Skaria, please go ahead.
It is not. It is staying with the mankind, so it is learning to deal with it in many ways.
Yep. That is a very nice lesson. It's very powerful. That's someone needs to, like something that they say, right? Repeatedly saying something that actually ultimately gets into this thing. So every one of us actually, and every one of you actually kind of saying this similar and kind of coming back to the same thing.
Oh boy. His connection. Suryaji, you want to? I think his, unfortunately, Chinni ji's connection seems to be off.
Yeah, he's the main person.
There, he's back.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I know.
That was
Yeah.
quick.
So
That was quick.
I just want to make a curiousness on what is actually happening here, right? Yeah. I just did it on purpose. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
You are like a Blackbeard ghost, huh?
so yeah, this is connecting back this thing, right? When we keep hearing the same thing, ultimately our subconsciously our brain takes it, right? That's what the power of mantra, right? The repeatedness, power of the repeatedness. It's very powerful, right? It's very, very powerful. So Suryaji, in 30 seconds, okay, I know you are very favorite for the youth. I'm only picking on the youth side of you, so please only touch it. Please only touch in perspective of a youth, what is that, what are they thinking? Are they don't care about it? Are they caring about it? Are they leading about it? And how are they thinking that it's when will it end? Will it end or not? Or when will?
See, one thing I can say that again, I'm repeating, everybody is the architect of their own life. We can guide them, we can tell them 0% fear, and whatever it requires, you have to do it. You have to live with it, and it's going to be there with you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't matter, like you have to maintain the clean system. You need, like as Shobaji said, and I take every day neem powder, turmeric, ginger, and I do workout, I do exercise, and I don't eat garbage, stop outside. For me, last 20 years, economically, mentally, physically, spiritually, one of the finest opportunity for me, COVID is blessing. It taught me so many disciplinary cleaning life, which I never used to. When I go out, I have to come, remove all my clothes, and I have to take complete hair bath. Like in our India system, whenever you go any house, you leave the chappal outside. Now we are maintaining those old system again in the house.
Yeah.
So basically, the way it is up to you want to take it. Either you want to learn it or you want to suffer it.
There you go.
0% fear, and whatever all the intellectual like Dr. Patnaik, Mr. Manish Skaria, and Shobaji, or many like yoga guru, Baba Ramdev, they are telling the same thing. We have to follow that. Whether it's a teenager, whether it's a mature teenager like you, whether younger like me.
That's a pretty neat one, Suryaji. This is you touched a really nice ones. Yeah. So see, this is the what is actually, even though this is a brand new pandemic actually we are facing or leading. See, there is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all out there. Go back and read your old books. You will tell, like Dr. Patnaik mentioned, distancing. This is a new word called social distancing. It was there years ago, So that's what I'm talking about. Go back. You don't have to reinvent anything. That's what I tell even, in the families that I help for the financial planning. That's what I tell them. There is nothing to invent. It's already there. All you got to do is go find out, follow, and done. It's amazing. I know every one of you actually, Dr. Patnaik and Dr. Skaria and Suryaji didn't give me an answer. When will it end? Okay, that's the thing. I'm leaving it to Dr. Shoba.
Oh, God.
You need to share with us. Otherwise,
Well, I'm an optimist. I'm a cautious optimist always, because I think humankind is blessed with that, and I believe in God and all that. Now, medically speaking, and also globally speaking, a few thoughts are next year about midsummer, and some have also mentioned that the herd immunity will gradually increase. As more people get infected, the herd immunity is going to increase. Then, we sure have a lot of viruses in the community, but there has not been a year-long flu season. We have flu bugs, flu viruses, but they are, during winter. We don't see them all through the year, whereas this has been different, of course. So some reports are 2025. It might even be around, but your herd immunity is going to be high. So, the vaccine, like we already touched upon, it can boost titers, but it can wane down. Then you have to give a booster every 3 months.
Absolutely.
And now,
This is
now, and we did see a pattern in between, before this spike now, that the case fatality rates were low in the middle, like meaning, yes, people were getting infected, but it was not as severe. But then again, the table changed. So the cycles are going up and down. And, we need a lot of research into it. So the virus is going to stay. Right now, I'll be honest, I don't see that it's one morning we're going to wake up and say everything is gone. I mean, that we're not close to that yet. So it's going to take us at least 6 to 8 months realistically to be like mid 2021 to have much more stronger control over this. And then with the herd immunity growing all over the world, then it's going to gradually abate. That's my thought, the way the virus has been behaving. Unless
wow.
we get someone, the spike protein, that's the one that's used to attach to the cells. Unless we have some brilliant researcher coming up attacking that, then make it available to everybody in the world. So let's hope for the best, something like that.
Wow. You are I have to say, I must say, you are so optimistic. You are so optimistic, Dr. Shoba. I know you have that the expertise around you, that what is being going on every day and night. That's what you do, right? So than a typical a person out there. But I have to say, you are so optimistic. You know what, Dr. Shoba, that is going to happen. All the audience that are watching Mass TV, this program here, they are going to start planning for their parties and celebrations after 6 months.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my goodness,
yes.
Look at that. They say,
Yes.
Okay, only for 6 months. Dr. Shoba mentioned this, 6 months. Okay, that means 7th month onwards, I can plan my birthday parties, marriages, celebrations, parties, and, TGIF, everything. Wow, that's a beautiful, so optimistic, Dr. Shoba. But here is the thing for you. What do you think about this vaccine? You think this vaccine is going to do a magic in the world?
See, vaccine is something we know that the viral antibody titers can stay up. For example, my own case, I've never had chicken pox. Looks like my titers were very low. So first time I got a vaccine and my titers were measured and they were 0. And then I got a booster vaccine and then the titers came up and they've stayed high. So what the actual detail is, those whose titers are very high, antibody titers, they are the ones who will most likely stay longer as well. That means your immunity will be a little more long lasting. And, so every 3 months, 3 to 4 months, you might need a booster. Now that's possible in countries like America. Now, India may, Dr. Patnaik ji, I know now the news is many folks are getting infected and then getting better. So the thing may be different in India. I don't know how the immunity system is working. So there are different, herd immunities, because, for example, those who've gotten BCG vaccine, there is a study that they may have more immunity towards the virus. And so this is a perfect time to do studies. For example, I know you or this panel will understand. Those who perform Ekadashi Vrat, 2 days a month fasting, their immunity is higher. I think this is a perfect time to do a randomized control trial, of people who fast for Ekadashi, people who don't fast, follow them. Are they getting less COVID infections? That way we publish to the world, to the West, and show them, hey, this is what happened during COVID. This is what is told in the Puranas. When you fast for Ekadashi, your immunity is boosted. So kind of thing. So I think that's what the vaccine is. It is the safety and all of that. See, we don't have long-term safety data. However, it's the best you have right now. And I think if we want to lead our lives, and I am glad you were so upbeat about it, don't pause your life, keep doing things with all the precautions. And so that's another step in that direction. So for that sake, it'll be great to have that and go with the guidelines. I think experts are working, Pune Institute, Serology Institute is working big time in India. I think our PMG, Modi ji, was there a few days ago. In the Serology Institute in Pune, and here too, and Russia and Britain, everybody's working big time. I think we'll get FDA approval, emergency approval, and around December 10th is expected. And then the Pfizer vaccine, which has to be preserved at -60 to 70 Fahrenheit. minus that, and then you have to distribute it. Moderna vaccine is not that critical of a low temperature. So that will be available end of December. So
wow, that's a good information to kind of know about vaccine and then the effects of it. But in public, there is a kind of different opinions, right? So some say yes, some say maybe, some say don't know, right? So we're going to Mass TV is going to bring one exclusive show on this, vaccine and what is the public is thinking, what is actually the scientists, and then the vaccine actually talking about. We wanted to bring everything together so that the public is going to have an informed decision, right? So that is very important. That is very important to have it, right? So me actually personally, so this is where actually we as a personally, I've initiated a kind of a non-profit campaign to save people who are fighting with blood cancer 11 years ago. So our campaign name is Save a Life. Every one of us has the power to save a life who are fighting with blood cancer. It's amazing thing. So we've actually started 11 years ago in Dallas, Texas. We now have 14 chapters in the country. So this is where, and coincidentally, but not necessarily we didn't envision there's going to be a COVID-19. Just before the COVID-19, I've kind of personally got a situation to initiate a new campaign called Save Your Life. I didn't know about COVID-19. Nobody knows, right? So that means it is not only saving your life that you have the power. Sometimes you also need to take care of yourself, save your life. How are we doing it? Taking care of all these things, whatever you mentioned, all touched upon, because you need to save yourself before you save someone else, right? So now we are actually bringing all these things together. We really appreciate whatever the notes and then the thoughts and the support that we wanted to bring everything together, make it as a Save Your Life campaign. We will definitely touch base with each one of you, see how we can actually make this thing, because there is an opportunity here. Because there is so much thing that we need to bring together, but there is no pristine kind of a checklist. People talk, say something, but there is no pristine way of following it so that one can actually follow it. So that, I think, personally, that's what I'm seeing, that missing it. But Save Your Life is going to take initiation on that with all of your support. With that, that will definitely make us some kind of an impact or understanding or the informed decision to the public. With that, we really appreciate each and every one. Dr. Patnaik, thank you so much. Being a very early morning in India, this is an absolute awesome giving back. We can see that, okay, you actually an absolute awesome, see, even though how many number of, achievements and whatever you have it, they see the humanity comes out. Giving back is important. That is what I say to people, giving back don't have a date. Giving back don't have a date. That means, okay, hey, let me actually do some volunteer work, giving back when I have everything is settled for me. No, that is not called giving back. That means, okay, you have $100,000 in your pocket, then you are ready to do community service. No, that's not called giving back. So it is a time that we need to put in our lives as a part of a life. That's what is giving back. That is what I'm telling each and every youth in the community here, right? So with that, thank you so much, Dr. Patnaik. It's absolutely awesome. Salute for you to actually be in with us. Yeah, thank you so much. And Dr. Shoba, that is an amazing information. I really appreciate it, actually bringing these things together. Totally awesome. We would love to actually invite you for I know other debates. You know what, this time maybe I went on a light, but next time I'm going to prepare a really good questions, not challenging, good questions. So please underline it. I'm not going to challenge it, good questions. Okay, Dr. Skaria, this is an amazing thing. Thank you so much. For in the last minute, I know you are busy. I know you are environmentally actually free, but friendly, that you're actually growing your citrus, bringing the citrus to the whole world, with Texas and beyond. Thank you so much for doing that. With us, being with us. Suryaji, you are such a youth icon over there. We can't tell you anything anymore. This is absolutely awesome. Please, do share. Please actually keep motivating the youth, because that is the next generation. That is the guide. That is the wisdom for the country, for the world. If without youth, without next generation, we are going to be old. because now today I'm a teenager. After 1 week, I become like you. I mean, not that okay, like you. You know what I'm saying? So we need that keep going. So please, give an emphasis on the youth side that okay, everybody has to step up and then take the lead of their own family. Let's say a family has a youth in their family, not the father, not the mother. The youth has to take lead. Mommy, daddy, this is what you should do. This is what we all need to do. We need to be proactively make sure follow these hygiene practices, follow this social distancing. So that we will be happy, we will be safe, and we all actually make all others happy and safe, right? With that, I really, really appreciate each and everyone again. Thank you so much for joining with us, and really appreciate all audiences that are out there watching Mass TV. This is where what we do. We bring information, useful information in a crystal clear manner, come to the point. Thank you so much with that. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Chinni ji, for your awesome attitude. And Surya
Save
ji,
your
thank
life.
you.
You are the architect of your own life.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, Surya ji.
All right.
Thank you, Mani
Okay.
ji.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Thank you
Have
all.
a wonderful